A yell ripped through the cul-de-sac at 3 a.m., sharp and bitter, like a hurt animal trapped in the storm. Rain pounded my windows and a siren howled outside. I staggered to the front, heart racing, still half asleep. What I saw paralyzed me. A wall of water came crashing down the hill behind the HOA clubhouse. A liquid titan engulfing everything. Firefighters stood waist-deep in the flooded lot yelling over the storm's roar. A folding table broke a window glass, shattering a yoga mat drifted by like wreckage from a wrecked ship, and there soaked and thrashing like a broken marionette with Cynthia Reynolds, the new HOA president, yelling into a walkie-talkie as water poured into her brand-new clubhouse. I stood there grimly pleased. I'd warned them. I told them this very catastrophe was imminent when they capped my drainage pipe. Now nature was issuing a subpoena, and it hadn't been present to negotiate 2 months prior. I'd lived peacefully in my Willow Bend residence, a small lot located at the edge of the neighborhood. My backyard descended into a wooded creek, a natural runoff channel for the hill above. Decades ago, I'd installed a city-approved storm pipe, 10 inches wide, rock-lined, unpretentious, but effective. It redirected thousands of gallons of rainwater into the creek, keeping my property dry, and a slope-stable pipe was my quiet watchdog. Then Cynthia became the HOA. She did not only wish to govern, but to rule. Her inaugural email subject, a new dawn of beauty and order, established the tone. She nitpicked everything, mailbox hues, sunflower heights, until her eyes fell upon my pipe. During an inspection, she deemed it an aesthetic eyesore and sent me an email with a photo circled in red. This pipe breaks our visual harmony and presents a risk. Take it down. Now, I replied coolly, sending city permits, engineering schematics, and pictures of the installation with an inspector's signature. I offered to clarify its function in stopping floods. Silence. 2 days later. Yellow tape encased my pipe. A non-compliance notice zip tied to a shrub. Cynthia had mobilized her 3-person aesthetic committee for a snap vote condemning the pipe as ugly and illegal. I had 10 days to take it down or face fines. Next HOA meeting, I had a flash drive full of evidence. Allows city emails affirming compliance and notice of risk of flooding the clubhouse rested at the slope's base. Capping pipe would direct runoff directly to it, Cynthia sneered, casting me aside. You should have considered that before destroying the natural beauty of the landscape. Her friend, parroting her, chimed in, nature balances itself. I suppressed a scream. Cap that pipe and water will find your clubhouse. They didn't pay attention. 1 week later, while I worked, Cynthia hired a landscaping team. They didn't ring the bell. They excavated the pipe's outlet, filled it with concrete. I arrived home to see a grayish mass blocking my lifeline. Infuriated, I attacked the crew, but they shrugged. Mentioning HOA instructions, I took photographs, phoned the city, lodged complaints, but the bureaucrats crept, and the wet season came into view. Cynthia doubled up, sending 1. All drainage has to abide by HOA. Visual aesthetics, unauthorized alterations are penalized. She treated gravity as a fashion decision. Neighbors unaware of the pipe observed soggy yards and standing water outside the clubhouse. Cynthia attributed to overenthusiastic sprinklers, spinning stories of landscaping changes. I watched storm clouds assemble. Knowing what was in store, I rigged a backyard surveillance system, a water level sensor connected to my phone and a wildlife camera to shoot the slope. The forecast promised a monster storm, not a drizzle, but a windshield blowing away deluge. I sent Cynthia and the board one final time with all documents attached, pleading to unclog the pipe. No response. 2 days later, the rain came and vengeance with it from my window. I saw the clubhouse parking lot turn into a lake, run off with no place to go, slid across soggy ground carrying mud rocks and roots. It wasn't dragging, it was charging. A flower pot was smashed, a door was open, water gushing inside. I put on boots and stepped into the chaos. Firefighters fought the flood. Cynthia thrashed alongside a drenched reporter. I remained silent. Her shocked look said it all. She'd disregarded my warnings, and now she was drowning in them. Morning brought creepy quiet. The storm passed, leaving a destroyed clubhouse lawn, shredded debris, scattered yellow tape flapping in puddles. Neighbors glared at Cynthia. Once her allies, now turned against. My phone rang with camera footage, a midnight cascade, water spilling over the ridge, crashing like a muddy waterfall toward the clubhouse. I sent it to the city inspector and the HOA board with a note. "Here's where the water came from." A neighbor yelled about his car drifting. In the lot, Cynthia sunglasses concealing her eyes. Evaded reporters swarming the taped-off mess news vans. Tipped by a hazy next-door photo, reported HOA drainage catastrophe, contrasting Cynthia's clubhouse ribbon cutting with footage of soda furniture hauled out at the city's inspection tent. Inspector Tom watched my video, shaking his head. "You admonished them." The cap pipe clogged the slope's drainage. It all went to the clubhouse. He issued an HOA citation for unauthorized interference, threatening fines and required repairs. It rang hollow harm was done. Neighbor Sarah, Cynthia's loyalist, stood stunned, mop in hand. Others fought over who sanctioned the HOA, approved the cap. Most did not know Cynthia had acted alone, invoking aesthetic authority pushback, mounted the HOA's nebulous email regarding an unexpected drainage occurrence, ignited sarcasm on the internet construct, a water park adjacent to a teen. Alex introduced me to drone video of the floodwater rushing Cynthia screaming ankle-deep in mud. I posted it tagging the HOA. It went viral. Someone spray-painted "flood zone" by Cynthia on a clubhouse sign. She had it taken down, but photos circulated. Neighbors questioned her unchecked authority. Cynthia's reaction, a healing circle in the unsafe clubhouse denied by city warnings, caught tearing down a hazard notice. She became a Reddit meme with cartoon sound effects. Residents demanded a special meeting to remove Cynthia's signatures flowing in. She protested drainage hysteria and accused me of hacking sprinklers to simulate the flood. My time-stamped, GPS-tagged video shut her down. Lies at the library, meeting clubhouse still, a mess. 70 residents overflowing. Cynthia attempted to claim her regular seat, but was forced to join the crowd, causing smirks. Neighbors shared stories of flooded lawns, sinkholes, destroyed basement. I introduced the timeline-topped pipe, disregarded warnings overflow. The vote was crushing 68 of 72 for removal. One ballot scrawling repair the pipe. Cynthia stormed out, tripping over a bag, her grunt resounding post-vote quiet. Rained no HOA emails, no Cynthia's SUV monopolizing the lot. Contractors uncapped my pipe, concrete sagging like her rain. The board scrambled. Sarah, resigned, reported to have run town. An investigation unveiled. Cynthia intimidated the landscaping crew, ghosting approvals. The city-eyed civil liability. I reported a property damage claim on her, detailing my eroded yard. It wasn't about Cass. Hit was accountability. Additional scandals broke. Cynthia asked rose bushes for clashing colors, blocked a wheelchair ramp as an eyesore. The HOA's insurer threatened to deny coverage for negligence, panicking residents. The board fell apart. New elections hung in the balance. At a fire station meeting, reform took hold. Transparency sense community. I helped count votes, a quiet full circle. Cynthia's house went dark, blinds close, a for sale sign, looked shy on her grass. She'd relocated, whisper told to flee. Shame, her meltdown video was featured on a national show titled An HOA Horror Story. My pipe float once again run off. Humming into the creek, neighbors smiled now. Some requesting drainage advice. The board's new president, Ellen, carried a box. A plaque commemorating my battle, a team drainage tee, a pipe form trophy. I chuckled, inviting her inside to strategize a more improved HOA. The flood dissipated on the web, but Willow Bend remembered newbies, heard the story pipe situation, became a veto for poor ideas. Cynthia's purchasers, a young couple, picked up my welcome basket. They laughed at the abbreviated version, vowing no caps. Wildflowers sprouted on the hill. Kids played in the creek, their stick dams breaking with guffaws. The story wasn't concerning pipes or floods. It was concerning defying control, weathering storms, and letting truth flow like water, steady and unstoppable.